ஈசனே வேலவா ஷண்முக கைலையாண்டிடும் நித்யனே பரபரவா சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள்.
பெருமானே அருளிடும் பெருமானே பெருமானே.
ஓம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வர பரமசிவசமாரம்பாம் நித்யானந்தேஸ்வரி பரமசிவசக்திமத்யமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சார்யபர்யந்தாம் வந்தே குருபரம்பராம். I welcome all of you with my love and respect. Paramashiva's message directly from Kailasa. Listen. Time in its three dimensions: linear, circular, vertical. Time in its three dimensions: linear, circular, vertical. When it is understood, mere understanding and conscious decision to use it is enough to get all the boons, blessings, powers, including enlightenment from Paramashiva. All the disciples, get ready, sit sincerely with absolute integrity. Now the initiation starts. Every word now comes out is direct initiation. Listen. Time in the linear level when you understand the time in linear motion level, with your ideas about length. It is a calendar. Morning, evening, next day, next week, next month, past week, past month. Just calendar, mere calendar. Time understood in the dimension of length is mere calendar. It can be 10,000 years past, 10,000 years future. Mere calendar used to document the history. That's all. Time understood in the level of breath, little more than the level of length, the level of breadth, is Panchanga, where the idea of the linear movement of the time, the documentation of the calendar is substantiated and supported with the knowledge of how the stars move in the Bhumandala, or how the stars are perceived in Bhumandala. That is the understanding about time in the breadth level. Understanding about time in the depth level is astrology. The movements of the planets, Adityadi Navagraha Devatas, Aditya, Soma, Mangala, Buddha, Guru, Shugra, Shani, Rahu, Ketu. These 9 grahas their movements, 12 rashis, their impact, 28 nakshatras, their influence, and Indradi Dasadik Balakas, their contribution. All these put together, when you understand time, it is understanding about the time in the depth level. That becomes a science called astrology. If you understand the time in the dimension of time itself, like inner image of the time, it's a pure consciousness and freedom. What Paramashiva reveals in Vedas and Vedantic truths. Please understand. Veda and Vedanta, Agama and Agamanta, all 4 is evolved by Paramashiva himself directly. In the Vedantic Upanishads, Paramashiva gives clearly the inner image about the time. What time feels about itself is absolute freedom. All human beings should take me seriously. All my disciples should take me seriously. Note this point. If you spend few days without cell phone, any contact with the outer world, where you are all alone, you only know the sound of the silence and the nature. At least few days. It can be a week or a month, up to you. At least few days, if you spend, time will introduce itself to you. In the dimension of time itself, anyone who gets introduced about time by time, you are blessed and initiated into the other dimension of life. Listen. How much ever I try to convey, time in its inner image is the freedom. You may try to imagine, visualize. But if you spend few days with the absolute silence of the nature, where only the nature's sounds speak to you, there is no other verbalization from the society, at least for a few days. You understand that time is freedom. Let me repeat. Time, perceived, experienced, cognized just in the level of length is calendar. Time, perceived, experienced, cognized in the dimension of breath is Panchanka. Calendar substantiated with the cosmic movements of stars, grahas, time perceived and understood, cognized in the dimension of depth is astrology. All the impact on time and by time on you, all the impact time receives from the cosmos, its impact on you. Understanding this whole depth is astrology. Adityadi Navagraha Devata, 12 Rashis, 28 Nakshatras, Dashadik Balakas, their collective influence on you is understanding of time in the depth level. Time understood in the level of time dimension itself is freedom. I will make this knowledge as a practical experience for you. Listen to me intensely. Listen to it intensely. I can introduce time in its inner image inside you through unclutching. I can make you experience the sound of cosmic silence. Anahata Dvani. Inside you by unclutching you. Especially my disciples who have given the spiritual GPA to me. I have the moral and conscious right to enter into your inner space and unclutch you. Whoever gives me that right, I will initiate you now, right now, and lead you step by step into the next level understanding. Next, circular experience of time. This is the arch probably of Mahakala Bhairava. Listen. In this motion, in this moment, memories, patterns, ideas, experiences, perceptions, cognitions, incidents go on repeating, including life and death. Just a repetition, 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 repetition. This repetitive pattern, circular motion of the time should be pushed behind you. Push it behind you. Do not entertain, entangle, engage with it. Do not try to correct the incidents. The more you try to correct, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to correct, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to correct, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to correct, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to correct, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to entangle, the more you will be stuck. The more you try to the more you will get sucked into it. How Mahakala Bhairava puts the circular motion of the time behind him. Push it behind you. Third, vertical time. The vertical time is experienced in your life only when you are in intense samadhi state. Normally, for a common man, when he is really in a absolute oneness, either during the initiation with Paramashiva or during the puja with the deity, or rarely during the sensual pleasures. If you listen to some music deeply which you really enjoy, few moments you experience vertical time. If you eat some food after a long time which you really enjoy, for few minutes you settle down and experience vertical time. If you had a deep touch pleasure experience, it can be sexual or massage or romance, anything related. Deeply when you settle down inside, few seconds you experience vertical time. Either during the initiation or the extreme moments of pleasure, you get the glimpse of vertical time. If you get it during the initiation, it will be repeating again and again and raising you to the higher zones without tiring your body and mind. You will raise your consciousness more and more, stronger and stronger, powerful. With sensory pleasures, because the senses and its abilities are limited, the travel in the vertical time zone is restricted by the capacity of your body. That is why going through the route of the sense, five senses, pleasures, is less recommended. Going through the route of initiation, getting empowered by samadhi state, nirvikalpa samadhi state, is the most beautiful way of raising yourself to the vertical time zone. Listen. Time perceived in the length dimension level is calendar, chronological time. Few million years in the past and few million years in the future. Just chronological calendar. Time perceived and cognized in the breath dimension is chronological calendar supported, substantiated by the cosmological events like the movements of the stars, planets, all that. Time perceived, the dimension of depth is astrology. How the cosmological events and movements of grahas, rashis, nakshatras, and digbalakas directly impact time, and how that time impacted by the cosmological beings impact you. This science is astrology. If you want time's self-introduction, Nirvikalpa Samadhi unclutching is the best state where time introduces itself to you. An absolute freedom. Then comes circular time, circular motion, circular dimension of time. Repetitive. Births and deaths. Trillions of times goes on and on and on till your consciousness consciously decides to step out of time from that circular rut. When you push that circular dimension of the time behind you, you manifest the powers of Kala Bhairava. You conquer time. Time becomes just maybe I should say your servant. It does what you want. It does not bind you anymore. And time in the vertical zone can get anything your consciousness wants, including enlightenment. That is the ultimate. Time in the vertical zone is the Trishul Mahakala Bhairava is carrying. Time in the circular movement is the Prabhavali behind Mahakala Bhairava. Push the circular time behind you. Keep the vertical time for your success in everything. I'll empower you with the time as power, vertical time. As far as the experience of time, cognition of time, the moment you understand its various existence, its various dimensions of existence, its various levels of existence, knowledge liberates. Knowledge becomes power. Krishna knows the impact of planets on the Mahabharata war. That knowledge, simple knowledge, he played with it and changed even the impact of the planets and made Pandavas one. On Amavasya, if the war starts, only Kauravas will win. But already both sides agreed on Amavasya they will start the war. So what to do? One day ahead of Amavasya, Krishna gives Darpana. Sun and the moon both got terrorized, frightened. Hey, how can Krishna give Darpana? One day before the Amavasya, is something wrong? I think somebody gave false information to Krishna. He need to be told that Amavasya is tomorrow. So both of them rush to Krishna. Before Krishna offers the pinda, they rush and tell him, Prabhu, you forgot Amavasya is tomorrow, but you are giving pinda darpana today. Did anyone misinform you? Krishna smiles and says, what's the definition of Amavasya? Sun and the moon set when sun and the moon meets, planet Earth. Both of you are here. Today is Amavasya. Done. Go. Receive the darpana. Over. The knowledge he had about the time in the depth dimension, he just manipulated it and manifested what he wants. Listen. I'll give you the knowledge about the time in the dimension of time. It means you will be protected forever beyond your self-doubts, self-hatred, self-denial. Understand? Beyond your self-doubts, self-hatred, self-denials, you will be protected. That is the power of the time. When you understand time in its time dimension itself, Trishul is vertical dimension of time. Trishul in Mahakala Bhairava's hand symbolizes vertical dimension of time. The Prabha circle behind the Mahakala Bhairava symbolizes circular dimension of time. Circular dimension has no direct use for any seeker of enlightenment. If you are interested in enjoying the same pleasure, if you want the same husband again and again, same wife again and again, same birth and same type of death again and again, then go and enjoy the circular dimension of time. If you want a breakthrough, step beyond the circular dimension of time. Vertical dimension of time removes brain fog. Listen to this word. Brain fog is blind spots and delusions in your life. Feeling stuck is nothing but brain fog. You know, you don't like that breakfast, but you continue to eat because you forget to remember the options. Forgetting the possibilities and choices you have to have a breakthrough is what I define as brain fog. You have an option in every level, but forgetting the choices, forgetting the possibilities, forgetting the options not having the guts to use all the tools with which you are empowered. You are empowered with multiple tools and equipments. You have the power of greed, power of making yourself greedy or making others greedy about something. It's a power. Making yourself putting in fear, frightened, or you can make someone frightened. It's a power. You can inspire yourself, you can inspire someone else. It's a power. Not using all these abilities to have a breakthrough, not even remembering you have all these choices, is brain fog. Vertical time liberates you from the brain fog. Listen. The circular time keeps the brain fog alive. As long as you have the brain fog delusion, the lifestyle with the brain fog, the circular time will have power over you. The moment you decide, you will use the choices you have in your life and break yourself from this repetitive, boring, tiring, circular motion of life, getting stuck, rut. Your life, if it is CCTV, video recorded 24 hours for 1 year, only less than 10% of your movements will be new. Whether the way you get up from your bed, or the way you go to your restroom, wash yourself, or the way you grab your breakfast, or the way you get into your car and go to office, till the way you come back to bed and do or don't do your bed rituals. The whole thing, only less than 10% will be new. So 90% of your life is filled with the brain fog, and you will understand very seriously why you are having that deep feeling stuck, because you forget your possibilities, your choices, your abilities to break this boring, tiring, circular motion of time. Having a breakthrough going for different choices, different possibilities using different tools. I tell you, the more you use your body, the more it will become healthy. The more you use your ability to inspire yourself and others, more you will be living excited life. Inspiring yourself and inspiring others opens up so many possibilities, choices in your life. It removes boredom. I tell you, again and again, anyone who does the work of Kailasa, especially enriching and causing, will be 10 times more productive. Just the other day, I received a message from one of our Sarvanyapeta Yajaman, I think from Vivek Bansal. After he became Sarvanyapeta Yajaman, his wealth has expanded to 10 times more. I said, this is for everyone, not just for Vivek Bansal. Anyone who does enriching, see, enriching, either you inspire yourself or you inspire others, you break from the circular motion of life. The circular time, the excitement and inspiration and possibilities and choices opens unimaginable doors. Especially when you enrich yourself and others about Kailasa, it is directly injecting yourself and others with the nectar of Paramashiva. Paramashiva Amrita. Paramashiva Amrita. Which comes from vertical time zone. I have seen in my life people who want to get enlightened, who enter into the organizations which is already well built, comfortable, luxurious, cozy life, like good rooms, good life, everything is there. From morning till evening, your routine is defined. They rot and die the worst death and waste their life. People who enter organization like us, Kailasa, alive. Here from scratch you need to build. Inside or outside. You are only given the spiritual tools and supported with ecosystem. For example, I have accommodation for more than 1,000 people in Adi Kailash. At least 1,000 people. And comfortable rooms, maybe at least 200 rooms we may be having, all put together. And other than that, the 1,000-bed dam, so many things are there. But I always make sure when newly people come for enlightenment, either for sannyas or brahmacharya, I make sure they stay in the temple, start building from scratch. I could have built huge stone temples and structures long before. But I am building enlightenment ecosystem, not organization. I am not here for some real estate wonders, architectural wonders, just to create some architectural wonder, real estate wonder, to go gaga about. No. I am here to create enlightenment ecosystem. அங்கம் வழுத்தாரை வைத்து தங்கக் கோயில் சமைப்போம் பரமசிவனுக்கு. வெறும் தங்கக் கோயில் செய்ய வரவில்லை. அங்கம் வழுத்தாரை கொண்டு தங்கம் செய்வோம். People whose inner spaces become gold, shining. Through them, the golden temple for Paramashiva should be built. அங்கம் பழுத்தாரை கொண்டு தங்கம் செய்து கோயில் செய்வோம் பரமசிவனுக்கு.
நித்யானந்தனே
கண்ணில் படும் பொன் வண்ண திருமுகம் சிந்தை தொடுப்புரு நித்யன் பலமுகம் உள்ளம் மறி கந்தன் முகம் இவன் என நிறைந்தானே ஞானம் தரும் சிவயோக திருமுகம் காண பயம் யாவும் பரந்தோடிடும் பக்தி எனும் சக்தி தனை அருளிடும் பெருமானே வேலும் உண்டு மயிலும் உண்டு வாழ்வினை காத்திட நீ அருகில் உண்டு ஆறிரு கைகள் அணைக்க உண்டு ஆறுமுகன் உண்டு சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள் கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள் சஷ்டியின் நாயகன் பிரணவத்தை உரைத்தவன் கையிலை அமர்ந்த எங்கள் சரவண பவன் சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள் கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள் இருக்கும் நெற்றியில் குங்குமம் வேலினை போலே தெரிகிறதே குரல் யாவும் இதயம் நுழைந்து சேவர் கொடி போல் அசைகிறதே
Listen carefully. Once Paramashiva, my guru, Arunagiri Yogishwara, told me directly and initiated me. He said, all your ideas about whether you are qualified, whether you understood, everything only is in the level of length, breadth, depth, dimension. But time is beyond all these three dimensions. So the protection of Mahakala Bhairava, manifestation of Mahakala Bhairava, the power of Mahakala Bhairava is beyond all your self-doubts, self-denial, self-hatred. It is pure transmission through initiation. With this powerful cognition, he initiated me. Now, empowered by Paramashiva as the living manifestation, Paramavatara of Paramashiva, I give you the same initiation. You will all experience the pure freedom, power of time. Time in the dimension of time itself, which is beyond length, breadth, depth, all self-doubts, self-hatred, self-denial. I channel that Paramashiva's initiation Samadhi, Nirvikalpa Samadhi, through me into you all. Om. 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 Om.
ஜகம் யாவும் மனிதரின் மனங்கள் தாவியும் ஓடியும் திளைக்கிறதே. கையளவை கடலா எண்ணி வாழ்வை தினமும் தொலைக்கிறதே. அவனியில் கிடைத்த அதிசயம் நீயே, இருளை விளக்க வந்த காவியம் நீயே. அவனியில் கிடைத்த அதிசயம் நீயே, இருளை விளக்க வந்த காவியம் நீயே. கண்ணில் படும் பொன் வண்ண திருமுகம், சிந்தை தொடுப்புரு நித்தன் பலமுகம், உள்ளம் அது கந்தன் முகம் இவன் என நிறைந்தானே. ஞானம் தரும் சிவயோக திருமுகம் காண பயம் யாவும் பரத்தோடிடும், பக்தி எனும் சக்தி தனை அருளிடும் பெருமானே.
அரோகரா அரோகரா வேல் வேல் வெற்றி வேல் 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 வெற்றி வேல் அரோகரா 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 அரோகரா.
குன்றின் மீதிலே குமரனாய் தெரிபவனே, தேவர் வேண்டிட வீரனாகிய சூரனை அழித்தவன் இவனே. குன்றின் மீதிலே குமரனாய் தெரிபவனே, தேவர் வேண்டிட வீரனாகிய சூரனை அழித்தவன் இவனே. கடல் தாண்டி மொழி தாண்டி தமிழ் பேசும் முந்தன் மொழி கேட்டு பல கோடி உயிர் பேசும். கடல் தாண்டி மொழி தாண்டி தமிழ் பேசும் முந்தன் மொழி கேட்டு பல கோடி உயிர் பேசும். பால்காவடி பண்டிகாவடி அதை ஏந்தி ஆடி பாடிட, மனம் மகிழ்ந்திட முடி திளைத்திட, மலையேறி வந்து வணங்கிட. மாயோனின் மருகனே, தமிழ் காக்கும் தலைவனே, வீரத்தின் புதல்வனே, வேல் தாங்கும் வேந்தனே. வேலவா ஷண்முக கைலையாண்டிடும் நித்யனே பரம்பரவா. சிவசக்தியின் குமரனை முக்கண்ணன் புதல்வனை தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை கண்ணார கண்டிடுங்கள்.
பெருமானே அருளிடும் பெருமானே பெருமானே.
தரிசனம் செய்திடுங்கள். கணநாதனின் நிலையவன் கார்த்திகை மைந்தனை
पावनाग्निपङ्कजं कालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे। देवराजसेव्यमान पावनाग्निपङ्कजं कालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगिवृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे। भानुकोटिभास्वरं भवाब्धिधारकं वरं नीलकण्ठवीक्षितार्थदायकं प्रियोदरं शेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादियोगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कीर्तिदायकं काशीवासलोकपुण्यपापशोधकं विभुं नीतिमार्गकोविदं पुरातनं जगत्पतिं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे कालभैरवाष्टकं पठन्ति ये मनोहरं ज्ञानमुक्तिसाधनं विचित्रपुण्यवर्धनं शोकमोहदैन्यलोभकोपदापनाशनं हे प्रयान्ति कालभैरवाम्बि सन्निधिं ध्रुवम्
Om. Om. Through this initiation, I give you the power to break free from the brain fog. Look at all the choices, powers, possibilities in your life. Expand, expand, expand beyond self-doubt, self-denial, self-hatred. Time in its pure dimension of time itself is freedom. Listen. Multiple times when people get my answers for their question, they feel, oh God, what a big breakthrough. I never thought that choice exists for me, that possibility exists for me. How? I did not even look at that possibility which was In my plain view, how did I have so much of blind spots? Because you are filled with brain fog. Break from the brain fog. Listen, I'll give you some of the incidents. How people had breakthroughs with the possibilities. Actually, when you see your possibilities and powers and start analyzing, start stepping beyond your brain fog, that circular time rut, and start looking at the possibilities, the strength and the courage and excitement, inspiration you manifest in all dimensions. One person came and told me, Swamiji, you instructed me so many times to make my family connected to you, but I am not able to inspire my daughter to be connected to you, to connect it through devotion, feeling connection. She is making her own decisions and choices. I said, don't worry. Nothing to worry. I only want one child from you. Plan for one more child. That's all. If your daughter makes her own decisions, she carries on with her life, don't worry. Plan for the next child and bring that child up, grow that child with intense, powerful cognitions and initiations. Send the child to the Gurukul. The moment he started looking into this possibility, the power, excitement, intensity, everything he started manifesting, gave breakthrough for him in all dimensions of life. Whether in his relationship, in his wealth, health, enlightenment, power manifestation, because when you break this circular time, that rut of circular time, repetitive, frustrating, boring, tiring, unable to solve and handle the issues, that kind of a pattern and mental setup, and step beyond the new possibilities and excitement and inspiration. I said, when you step beyond the brain fog and start seeing things, different world opens to you. He was shocked. He said, yes, Swamiji. How did I not look at this possibility? Why did I not think about it? I said, that's what is brain fog. You are not too old. You are young enough. Plan for the one more child. Let your daughter know. Swamiji does not want to disturb her decisions and freedom. Let her live her life, no problem. Plan for one more child, bring that baby consciously and evolve, raise for the life of Hinduism and enlightenment. Send the child to the Gurukul, over. Anyone who feels they are not able to inspire their kids, start planning for one more child. With this decision, with this possibility, you will see not just in this one problem, you will find solution, excitement, inspiration, being alive in every direction. Suddenly you will see your health becomes so powerful. You start manifesting powers and possibilities. Suddenly you see, you start manifesting new business and opportunities for the wealth, career. Suddenly you see the relationships around you become beautiful and exciting. You will see in few days the daughter who was not ready to listen to you, to be connected to me, suddenly comes back and connects. Because even she feeling not connected is somewhere the brain fog, blind spot in you. When you give a breakthrough to yourself, you give a breakthrough to others. I have seen, whether you are a sannyasi or a grihastha or a brahmachari, any level you are, when you break from your brain fog and get out of this circular motion time rut, frustrating, tiring, boring, and push it back, when you step beyond, you manifest such amazing, wonderful, different lokas in you. I'll give you the initiation into vertical time zone, the higher principles. After a small break, prepare yourself for that initiation. I'll be back for the initiation in few minutes. Om, 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 Om. Om, 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 Om. Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Nithyanam, thank you very much, Swamiji, for such a powerful initiation and in-depth truths about the time and space dimension. As Swamiji shared, let us all prepare ourselves to receive the initiation, and let us take a few minute break. It is 12:13 a.m. IST now. Let us take a quick 5-minute break and come back at 12:18 a.m. IST for the further segments of the today's webinar on decoding time and space. So let us gather back in 5 minutes.
The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins. Develop a powerful will persistence. That's the most important asset for life. I am not giving you some life positive blah blah. I am giving you the facts of life. I am triggering your consciousness. Time itself is nothing but your decision to struggle with the same rut. Your decision to struggle with the same rut is time, Kala. Your decision to swallow time is Kala Bhairava. or man. Be conscious being. Shrink the time through conscious will persistence. Make the future into present by being ferocious with yourself.
Yes. Nithyanandam, welcome back. What a amazing webinar introduction, and from Swamiji, answering all, many of our questions, about time, and also have Nithyananda here. Yes. So really, yes, great. Welcome. So I really, Swamiji so beautifully spoke about the three dimensions, of time, the linear, circular, and vertical dimensions, and really how we're stuck in the circular, repetitive cycle, the repetitive, frustrating, with the frustrating mental setup, that we live in, and it's very important for us to, really come. Get a breakthrough in that repetitive life cycle, and really, the experiencing the vertical dimensions, liberating yourself from, the brain fog, which is, so it just resonates with me, and it's really so very important now that we understand this, and wanted to have Nithyananda also to share. Please go ahead.
Nithyanandam to everybody listening and watching. First of all, the moment Swamiji mentioned dimensions of time, I was like, I didn't even think that there are dimensions. I just understood time as a very flat thing. And every time Swamiji is, whenever he reveals these truths, it's like literally opens one aspect of my brain. So when Swamiji mentioned again about the brain fog, I have mentioned this before to in other sessions, that whenever I've done Nirahara Samyama, I felt like this brain fog has been removed from my brain, and spot on, I'm able to see things more clearly, able to see the blind spots, and able to have the breakthrough. So I was able to connect with what Swamiji was mentioning. So for me, it's like Swamiji's answering all my questions, and then Swamiji says, people feel like I'm answering their questions or answering the queries that they're having. So for me, the webinar, first of all, the fact that Swamiji said there are dimensions to time. I've always thought time is time. It's just, it's 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. It's such a flat experience of time I've had. And then suddenly there's this dynamism to it. And then related to that, there is this aspect of having breakthroughs when we understand the dimensions properly. And in the completion session this morning, I mentioned that we go through this round and round and round and round patterns of doing the same thing again and again till we decide, no, I've had enough of this, and drop it. But then the blind spots that Swamiji's mentioned, that you don't, there's a problem, but you're not able to see what that issue is. And now the initiation that helps us have a breakthrough, that's even more exciting. So I've come away from this whole, I've come just listening to Swamiji and coming here to share. It's like, these are the points I've picked up. So that's what I would say, Shri Amrita.
Great. Yes. And also, just like how Swamiji, shared, just the mere understanding and, the conscious decision, understanding about, the various aspects of time, the linear, circular, and, the vertical dimensions of, time, you align yourself, to all the boons and powers from Paramashiva. Just the mere understanding and the conscious decision, is really such a very powerful freedom, that each one of us can experience. And really, there's something beyond, how we understand, the length, breadth, and, depth dimension.
Yes, absolutely. And nothing better than actually testing out to apply what Swamiji has just shared, the initiations, and then applying them directly to towards something. Like if you're stuck, immediately I was like, what is the blind spot? What blind spots am I having at the moment? What is the project that I want to have a breakthrough? It's applying all of Swamiji's initiations immediately and thinking through as to which project next. What is it that I want to manifest in my life? Is it a better relationship, or something with I want my parents to be more connected to Swamiji? What is it? I want to attend Paramashivoham 3 example, right? What is it that I want to manifest? Do I want to manifest a new business? Then I can start to apply whatever Swamiji's shared in this webinar towards that. That's what I would immediately think of doing.
Yes, great. Really, I encourage now all of you, who are watching this webinar live, to take a moment, sign up, for Paramashivoham level 3, coming up, and where you will experience the deeper dimensions of time, through various, deeper dimensions, that that would be, in the program. I'm sure, we will have deeper cognitions about the various aspects of, time, like how Swamiji shared about that at the depth level, being able to understand, astrology, the influence on us, on Rashis, nakshatra, is really a huge, opening, for all of us, to even understand, this, cognize about time. So I invite all of you to take a moment to register for the upcoming Paramashivoham program. Let's take a few minutes, and I request all the coordinators to help, with the participants who are actually watching, the webinar live, to help them with the registrations, and also in the meantime, we can help also share. Actually, so many people excited, in the last, ever since the Paramashivoham was announced, so many people have actually beautifully manifested, for Paramashivoham, and I wanted to, share a couple of videos, video testimonials.
The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower your depression, your frustration, deal your problems, whether it is simple headache or depression or the worst suicidal patterns or life negativity, only through consciousness. Don't go for any other solution. Don't keep stupid, toxic, life negative struggles inside. Your consciousness has power at this moment to swallow, digest, clean up all negativity and all toxins.
Yes, Nithyanandam, we are back. Just had a technical glitch. Yes, Nithyanandam, Mahatmadayananda. Yes, great. So we're back. So I think we had just given a short break, for all the city coordinators to help, with all the, people are so excited about, attending Paramashivoham. So just wanted to give them, a little bit of time to register. If we can have, the registration link projected. Yes. Mahatmadayananda, please go ahead.
Yes, I've actually, there's been a lot of excitement, had lots of queries coming through for where to register, how to register, for kids as well, for children, if there's a separate registration. So after a while, it's been a long time since we've had a program directly with Swamiji. So there is a real buzz and also curiosity, because with Swamiji, you think, okay, you've reached a level and you can't go any further. There is no way to go any more further. And then Swamiji comes along and just blows the, like I can tell you personally, just blows my mind. And I'm like, is it even possible to go to a next level or next level? Because the level that he takes us to itself is so amazing. Like, for myself, I would say that my whole journey from simple Nitya Dhyan meditation, where I felt like, wow, something's happened in my life, some transformations happened, which I felt like this, a real experience. And then from that to Life Bliss Level 1, which is a 7 chakras program, 2-day program. Then there's Inner Awakening. And then there is another program that's Cruise Inner Awakening. Then there is Bali Inner Awakening. And then there's another, Cambodia Inner Awakening. Every time it just gets bigger, better, and exactly that. It's always expansion. Each time Swamiji takes us to the next levels and next exciting platforms. So now I am just really curious as to what is Swamiji opening up for us. And the last webinar we had, when Swamiji was actually initiating, for the first time, I've said it, verbalized that yes, Paramashiva is real, Paramashiva is real. I verbalized it, Kailasa is real. But in the actual initiation, I experienced it. Like it was beyond any doubt. And it wasn't about me convincing anybody else, but I had that glimpse. And I'm excited to see what Swamiji is going to do in Paramashivoham level 3. Taking everybody through to all these dimensions, and the time itself has dimensions. So this is the next Shri Amrita. I don't know about you, but this is my curiosity peaked, like to what is going to happen in Paramashivoham level 3, because even the webinars are like a little tiny sneak preview into the 21 days, but I'm sure the 21 days are going to be blowing everything, every neural network in the brain. I'm sure everything is going to get challenged and taken to a more clear space and a new way of looking at life and experiencing life. So that's how I'm feeling at the moment. This curiosity in me has peaked, like, exactly what is Swamiji gonna be doing in those 10 days, 21 days? And surely it'll be something that we've never done before.
Yes, absolutely. Swamiji always, we all know. So Swamiji has bought so many gifts, for us to, shower on us. And every time, he has one, to, shower on us. And, it's eternal, never ending, never endingly showering on us, every time something new. And this time, especially it's going to be something really, very unique. Because after 3 years, gap, we are again, having this amazing, very successful program. 1 and 2 were so successful. All of them had, so many good things, to say about Paramashivoham, level 1 and 2. And now, we are having 3, and, there's something to expect, something extraordinary, in Paramashivoham level 3. So I really encourage all of, the Paramashivoham level 1, level 2 participants, IA grads, and all the new people, who want to, really get introduced. Do not miss, this 21-day program. So kindly register, and our coordinators will be there to help you with any questions, queries that you may have.
Yes, and Sri Amrita, actually registering, Swamiji many times have said, you take one step towards me and I take, well, it's more than 1,000 steps. Surely there's like a quantum leap Swamiji will take towards us, right? So the first step towards my own transformation is registering for Paramashivoham. Whether there is time, whether there is, time off from work. Now at the moment with COVID the way it is, I'm sure most people are working from home. So there's a flexibility there. So there's, whether it is time or, one of the either the parents or family member, husband, wife is like, no, you're not going, we've got this money for something else, or whether there's money itself, whatever the obstacle may be, what is in my hands without obstacle is to register. So registering is the first step. Registering would be the first step. That is taking the first step and saying, yes, I want to experience Paramashivoham. I want to experience myself as Paramashiva, myself in a powerful way. And then we see how cosmos takes, how Swamiji himself will take a quantum leap towards us so that we can manifest it. So everybody that is watching, everybody that is on two-way, one-way, you're in your home, maybe you're very comfortable with your cup of coffee, sitting there, maybe, with your hot water bottle. If you're like me, you'll have a hot water bottle when you're watching Satsang or watching a webinar. Then please, the one thing you can do is register. That's the first step. And then any support that is required, the leads, the Sangha members, any Kailasian, Adinavasi, Sannyasis will call you, support you for the rest. Share how unclutching is done, how completion is done, and then take you towards the next steps, so that you can meet that space of where Swamiji wants to take us, where he is holding his hand out and saying, come and explore all these different dimensions that are available. He's holding his hand out through this webinar. All we need to do is register and hold on to that hand. Like literally you're taking that hand and saying, yes, Swamiji, take me to those dimensions. And what an adventure it will be. It will be a real live life giving adventure. So this broad smile on my face is just thinking about what Swamiji is going to do. So yeah, Shramrita, I would encourage everybody who's watching, 1 way, 2 way, to register. That's the first step.
Great. Yes. And also now, while everybody is registering, I would request, we have received, a couple of testimonials, recent people who have, really, manifested for Paramashivoham 3, and they're very excited, to attend, the program. So I would request, us to play the few video testimonials that we have received.
Nithyanandam, everyone. I'm Kitty from Kailasa Chinese World. I'm very happy to be here to share with you all about my experiences of PSM Level 2 program. I took the program in March last year. And before the program, I was a typical Chinese tiger mom who tortured my son and myself for many years. I was very negative. I was full of worries and fears. So my life was a misery. And I inflicted a lot of fears on my son as well. But after meeting Swamiji, after taking the program, one of the greatest things I learned from Swamiji's teachings is doing completion. It's really useful in every single way. It's one of the most powerful tools in one's life. It changed me totally. By doing completion with myself, and especially by doing completion with my parents, my inner space has totally changed. Now I can always feel calm, peaceful, happy, and secure and abundant inside. And my son has also changed along with me. He used to be shy. He used to say no to many things. He used to have very low level of energy. But now he's bright, happy, relaxed, and energetic. And he's also proud of me because I'm part of Kailasa Chinese World and I'm part of Kailasa's mission. My son shares the vision of Swamiji's. So this is so auspicious. And my parents also sponsored me to go to PSM Level 3. This is so wonderful. I have never imagined. The life I'm having now, I would never imagine. All thanks to Swamiji. I'm really, really grateful. So please come and experience the PSM Level 2 and give your life a total transformation and a huge breakthrough. Thank you, Nithyanandam.
Nithyanandam. Hi everyone, my name is Sherry. I'm a participant of Paramashivoham Level 2 program. I hereby really grateful to share some of my experience with you. Before I joined this program, I was just graduated from college and get really confused about what I shall do in the future. But after I joined this program, I get much more than I expected. When I was Swamiji, I know that I am the creator of the world. I can manifest whatever I want. And all of a sudden, all the problems I can never solve, all the dreams I can never dreamed of, and all the sorrows I can swallow become so easy. When I cry because of pain, he was able to hold my hand and comfort me. And when I was just looking at him, I saw him dancing around me at the back, at the front, at the left, and the right, and he's with me 24/7. He teaches me that with the will, we can conquer everything. Now I become the seeker to figure out the life puzzle and solve them. And I know that I become a much more confident person about myself and life. And I know that Kundalini and enlighten, it's not impossible. And all of us can do that. I wish all of you guys have the chance to participate in this program and finding out a better self. Hope you the best. Thank you.
大家好，我是第26期的学员李淼，我想跟大家分享一下，就是3期课程我报名的一个经历。因为当时我知道有3期课程的时候，不管我用各种各样的办法，就是我竭尽全力，我必须得上那个课。就我很明白，很多时候，当我们就是有意识的决定，这个应该就叫有意识的决定吧，因为它是从灵魂，真的是从灵魂发出的一种声音，它不是说用我们的2元逻辑去算计的这些声音。所以我当时我就明白，这个东西我必须要上，就不管我付出多大的代价，我都要上。那宇宙的法则就是这样，其实师父就是看你有没有这个意愿嘛。当时提前付款的时候，因为是1月中上旬，然后我是因为我的很多的固定支出，包括公司的支出，我都在每个月的月底。然后事实上，我当时卡里的钱根本就还不够月底所有这些东西的支出，因为我的那个支出很大，我每个月的支出都很大，不是用在我自己身上的，是各种各样的贷款呀，然后还有那个公司的固定支出就很大。
Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Yes, Nithyananda, welcome back. Welcome back. Yes, so I hope we also wanted to have live testimonials also. We will, have also have live testimonials, in the upcoming webinars, and really, and also I kindly request everybody listening to this webinar to sign up for the Paramashivoham level 3. And regarding the upcoming dates, the next early bird runs through from January 29th through February 9th, and I encourage all of you to take advantage of the early bird offer, early bird discount. You can attend, with your family as well, and really experience, the true freedom. How Swamiji said, it's really important for us to really understand, cognize the power of time, and really get a breakthrough for all of us. Yes, Mahatma Dayananda.
Indeed. So we've just passed the first early bird discount that was available, which was the 29th of January, and the 30th, as you mentioned, there's a next. So there's lots and lots of registrations already completed before the 29th. Now I would say jump in and see Swamiji is just escalating the experiences, making them available. We're getting we're getting into the readiness. I would say Swamiji is getting us ready more and more to receive the powerful experiences available during Paramashivoham level 3. So I would say jump in now so that we can start to get more closer to the more deeper experiences available. So that's all I would say. Thank you so much, Sri Amrita, for inviting me.
Great. So with this, let's get ready for the initiation. We're very eagerly awaiting for Swamiji to come back and take us through the initiation. With this, we'll move to the next step.
The moment you decide, your consciousness is the supreme identity you have. You will not empower
கருப்ப கருப்ப கருப்பா நிஜ கருப்பா எங்க விரைவு போட்ட விரைவு வரணும் கருப்பா நிஜ கருப்பா கருப்ப 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 கருப்பா எங்க கருப்பா தீமைகளை ஒழிச்சு விடணும் கருப்பா நிஜ கருப்பா கருப்ப 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 கருப்பா நிஜ கருப்பா எங்க விரைவு போட்ட விரைவு வரணும் கருப்பா நிஜ கருப்பா கருப்ப 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 கருப்பா எங்க கருப்பா தீமைகளை ஒழிச்சு விடணும் கருப்பா நிஜ கருப்பா
Om, Om. Yes. Now, suddenly I am seeing the rush of questions about the subject I touched, that plan for one more child. Understand? I don't want to divert the subject of the webinar now. I wanted to focus on the webinar subject, decoding time and space. But I'll utter few words to answer many of the questions getting flooded. First thing, listen. There are people who are very intimate to me, whom I really love. They love me more than their life. They really want to be in Kailasa with me. But for various reasons, physically they are not able to be with me in Kailasa for various reasons. And I don't want to get into those reasons. And no reason as a solution. Some of them may not be able to be with me physically in the Kailasa. For those kind of people who are really committed to me, take me seriously, literally keep the Kailasa ecosystem where they live, but not able to be with me in Kailasa, the best thing I'll tell you is, from your DNA, either one of your daughter or son, give them to Gurukul. Listen to this carefully. Your DNA inheritor, when I awaken them with powers and enlightenment, when I make them manifest enlightenment, it is not alone that it is not that they only will go to the Kailasa. It's not that they are only going to get enlightened and benefited. You will also be reaching the higher space and Kailasa. Understand, it is one of the most powerful signs of Hinduism. Maybe I'll do a separate webinar on this subject. Na karmana, na prajaya, na danena, tyagenaika amritatvamana. Not by the karma, not by the praja, not by the dana, but by sacrificing all these three, amritatva, immortality is achieved. It has a meaning. It has a meaning. And I even saw a question. Can we adopt a child and give them to Gurukul? Hey, that is like you go to a shop, pay $1 and get a gallon of milk and come and pour it on Paramashivalinga and ask for the benefit. Listen, when an agriculture who maintains the cow, who almost spends his whole day with cows, the essence of his whole day work, karma, the essence of his karma is the milk. When he brings and offers that milk on the Shivalinga, the result is different. When you go to a shop and buy 1 gallon milk for $1 or $2 and come and pour it on Shivalinga, that result will be different. Surrogacy is okay. Surrogacy is okay, but adopted child getting enlightened will not help your DNA directly. The child from your DNA, Prajaya, your Praja, when you give as Tyaga, and that child gets awakened, manifests powers, enlightenment, it directly triggers your DNA and raises you to the enlightenment Kailasa. See, there are many people who are so integrated to me. I feel like I should reciprocate their integrity. Only to them I tell, hey, make sure your son is connected to me, your daughter is connected to me. Send your daughter to Gurukul, send your son to Gurukul. I won't tell this to everyone. Neither they are going to listen, nor I will tell. Why will I tell? Only if I am seriously interested in you, I will tell, hey, from your DNA, give a child to me, to the Gurukul. If your daughter or son already grown up and they are not listening to you, they are making their own decisions, don't worry. Plan for one more baby. From your DNA, when a child reaches the Gurukul and gets the experience of power manifesting, enlightenment, lives this tapas life towards enlightenment, not only the child reaches Mahakailasa, you also reach Mahakailasa. It's like it triggers you straight. Unimaginable good things are done to you. That is why many times people who are very sincere to me but they are not able to be in Kailasa with me for various reasons. I tell them it's okay. Give one son or daughter to the Gurukul. That's enough, because when I make them enlightened, you will reach enlightenment. I will do a separate webinar on this. Na nakarmana, na prajaya, na danena, tyagenaike amritatvamanasu. That is why I insist, borrowed money cannot give enlightenment. Your money means which is involved your life, your time, your energy, your hopes, your dreams, your future plans, all of that put together is your money. When you offer that, that gives you the breakthrough. When you offer My enlightenment ecosystem. Grown up and they are not listening to you. You are not able to connect them to me and send them to Gurukul. Don't worry. Go for one more child. Because this will do good to you. This will do good to you. Having one of your son or daughter in the Gurukul, part of my enlightenment ecosystem, directly enlightens you. Because it's a science. When the DNA gets awakened with enlightenment and starts raising consciously, without even you doing any effort or tapas, your consciousness also starts raising. That is why that sloka, Veda mantra says, Na karmana, na prajaya, na dhanena, tyage, naike, amritatvamanasuhu. People misunderstand this line. They think, oh, not by the karma, not by the inheritors, not by the wealth, immortality can be achieved. No, understand that line, keyword. All these three, when you do tyaga, immortality is achieved. By not having, you are not going to achieve immortality. That is sannyas life, that is different. But if you are a grihastha, having and doing tyaga raises you to immortality, amritatva. So now, I have so many questions on this subject. I'll do a separate webinar on it. Why your inheritor, one person from your DNA, should be part of the enlightenment ecosystem if you are not able to be part of the Kailasa physically for various reasons. Same way, what kind of a money should be donated to Kailasa to get the best? When the money earned by your sincere hard work, time, treasure, talent, with your hopes, your future plans, everything, when that is donated, then all your future plans become reality. Much more with a powerful breakthrough from Paramashiva himself. I'll explain that science also in one webinar. So now with this, I'll initiate all of you. Listen, this Paramashivoham level 3, I'm going to initiate all of you and make you experience all the 108 great gifts I brought from Kailasa till now. Science of unclutching, science of completion, science of power manifestation, science of the vertical time zone, science of levitation, all these different gifts I brought from Kailasa. I'm going to initiate and make it as a reality for all of you through this Paramashivoham level 3. That's all. Now, I'll initiate all of you into the vertical time zone. Sit straight, keep your Atmalinga, and I'll do my job. You just sit and relax. Om.
सेव्यमान पावनाङ्घ्रि पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे देवराज सेव्यमान पावनाङ्घ्रि पङ्कजं व्यालयज्ञसूत्रमिन्दुशेखरं कृपाकरं नारदादि योगि वृन्दवन्दितं दिगम्बरं काशिकापुरादिनाथ कालभैरवं भजे
Om. Om, 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 Om. Om, Om, Om.
वशीभूतभावनः उन्मत्त वेषप्रच्छन्नः सर्वलोकप्रजापतिः ॐ नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ओम नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय महारूपो महाकायो वृषरूपो महायशः महात्मा सर्वभूतात्मा विश्वरूपो महाहनुः लोकपालोऽन्तर्हितात्मा प्रसादो हयकर्तभिः पवित्रं च महांश्चैव नियमो नियमाश्रितः ॐ नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय 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 सर्वकर्मा स्वयंभूत आदिरादिकरो निधिः सहस्राक्षो विशालाक्ष सोमो नक्षत्र साधकः चन्द्रसूर्य शनिकेतुर्ग्रहो बृहस्पतिर्वरः अत्रिरत्रा नमस्कर्ता मृगबाणार्पणो नघः ॐ नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय 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 महातपा घोरतपा अधीनो दीनसाधकः संवत्सर करो मन्त्रः प्रमाणं परमं तपः योगी योज्यो महाबीजो महारेता महाबलः स्वर्णरेता सर्वज्ञ सुबीजो बीजवाहनः ॐ नमः शिवाय हरि ओम नमः शिवाय ॐ नमः
Om.
Namah Shivaya.
Om.
Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Guru Mahatma Pasho. Nityogiri Ruho Nabah. Sahasrahasto Vijayo. Vyavasayo Vyatandritah. Adarshano Darshanatma. Yajnaha Kamanashakah. Dakshayaga Bahari Cha. Susaho Madhyamastatha. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Tejo Pahari.
With this, I bless you all. Let's all radiate with integrity, authenticity, responsibility, enriching, causing, living Shuddhadvaita Saivam Paramadvaitam. The state, space, powers, being, superconsciousness, and Kailasa, Maha Kailasa of Paramashiva. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. The eternal bliss Nithyananda. Thank you. Be blissful.
Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Ugra Teja Mahateja. Janyo Vijaya Kalavit. Jyotisha Mayanam Siddhi. Sarva Vigraha Ye Bachar. Shikhi Mundi Jati Jwali. Murti Jo Murdha Jo Bali. Venavi Padavi Tali Thali Kala Katan Kataha. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Nakshatra Vigrahamati Gunabuddhi Layo Gamaha Prajapati Vishwabahur Vibhaga Sarva Gomukaha Vimochanah Susarano Hiranyakavachothamah Vedrajo Balacharita Ahichari Srutastatha. Om Namah Shivaya. Hari Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya.
Jnanapatati Manual, under the guidance of Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Jagadguru Mahasanidhanam, His Divine Holiness, Bhagavan Nithyananda Paramashivam. Let's start with the Sadguru Vandanam. Nithyanandam Paramasukadam Kevalam Jnanamurtim Dvandvatitam Gaganasadusham Tattvamasyaadilakshya Ekam Nityam Vimalamachalam Sarvadi Sakshi Bhutam Bhavatitam Trigunarahitam Sadgurum Tam Namami. Let's go through the disclaimers. Security measures. No photography, video, audio recording. Important cautions. Please be aware of the important cautions.
%20 off your Chinese New Year favorite. Deliver to your door today.
We just lost ourselves for a few minutes and came back. It looks like you simply go into the next dimension. Like Bhagavan says beautifully, the shortest distance is not just 2 points between a line, straight line between 2 points, but now he bends the space to make into a stargate. We just can travel into the next time zone, a vertical time zone, and experiencing parallel universe. The synergy trigger happens. Bhagavan Paramashiva beautifully gives us how the Chidambara, the Nataraja space, how we can experience the highest reality when we connect to Nataraja in the powerful cognition here.
Thoughts are not visualized is sleep or nidra. He is not only talking about the sleep which you experience in the night. You lie down, there's no dream, there's no thought. Early morning you wake up, you know only that sleep. We remember only about that sleep. He is not talking only about that sleep. That is also one kind of sleep you go through. But you go through 2 other sleeps. The sleep which you experience during waking state. The sleep which you experience during dream state. The sleep which you experience during deep sleep state. 3 sleep. Waking sleep, dream sleep, sleep sleep. Waking time also we experience sleep. You can see many times. You would have started the car, driven to office, half an hour drive. When you park your car in the office and get out of the car, only then suddenly you will remember you drove for half an hour. Half an hour you drove. You turned right, left, stopped in a signal, gave a brake for a cop. You did so many things. You did so many things. But you don't remember, means sleeping during daytime. It's not only, see, I'm not talking about the people who have disorders, who sleepwalkers. I'm saying whole humanity is sleepwalking. Except a man who is awakened, who is enlightened, the whole humanity is sleepwalking. Sometimes my disciples find that people who are living around me, they find that clear difference. They will not be able to cope up with my clarity. They will not be able to cope up with my awareness. I tell them this. They can't grasp. Sometimes I struggle with them. Then suddenly I remember this sutra. Till you are enlightened, no other way. You will have part of your waking state sleeping. You will have part of your waking state sleeping. No other way. Absent-mindedness is one side effect or byproduct of this, what Patanjali calls as nidra. Being absent-minded. Please understand. Not being alive in the state in which you are is what I call sleep. Not being available or not being alive in the state which you are. Otherwise, all problems you face, you have solution. There is no problem which can't be solved. Please understand. I am very clear when I say this. I really mean this. There is no problem which can't be solved. All problems can be completely solved. The only one thing, you need to be available. You need to be available there. All problems are created when you are not available. When you are not available, you mess up the whole thing. It's absent-mindedness. Absent-mindedness, I can say it is very superficial word. Even that can't be the right description. You are there, but you are not there. You are there, but you are not there. Many times you can see, especially when you are watching TV, when you are reading a book, suddenly for a few minutes, gap. Suddenly few minutes gap. It's as if the pause has happened. As if a pause has happened. And you, at least with the book, you wake up and you can go back. That is why still no media is able to outdate books. See, no media is able to outdate books. So many medias have come where you need only less effort to learn. Lesser effort than reading a book. TV, so many medias have come. But book, you can't outdate a book because people always, they know in between they will have a rest. They will have pause. If they have passed, they can go back if it is a book. That is why people believe, trust, rely books more than any other source. Absent-mindedness. Suddenly you are absent. You are not there. Suddenly you are not there. See, your body is moving. You are walking. You are talking. You are going. You are doing this. You are doing that. It is showing all the medical symptoms of you being alive. Clinically, you are alive. Medically, you are alive. But you are not there. The reflection of consciousness is not there. Body is a mirror which has ability to reflect the superconscious state. The sun is a superconsciousness. Human body is the only body which is polished and directed towards that sun. The reflection is what we call soul, individual soul. All other bodies, they may be alive, but they are not that sharp. They are not that polished. They are not that sophisticated that it can reflect that pure consciousness, that sun. The reflection of sun itself cannot happen. That is why human body is so highly respected in the Vedic tradition. Even the devas, the angels, demigods, even if they want enlightenment, they have to take a human body. Please understand, you are in a blessed zone because the possibility is there for you. If somebody dies after having human body without becoming enlightened, that is the ultimate stupidity he can do. Sorry for the strong word. I am not saying, Shankara says. Shankara is saying, Manushyatva, Mumukshutva, Mahapurusha Samsaya. Viveka Chudamani. Sorry, I am using too many Sanskrit words. I will translate. Sometimes I always think that I should not use more Sanskrit words. But without the Sanskrit words, that original words, the much juice is lost. Sometimes I feel, if I have translated only one dimension, at least if I utter the Sanskrit word, people who knows the Sanskrit, let them understand from other dimensions also. That is, actually, if I just speak in English without giving that original words, I may not express all the dimensions expressed by that word. So if I utter the word, at least for the sake of record, next generation who are listening, they may understand in a deeper dimensions, which I did not express verbally. That's the reason I never miss or I never forget to add that original words also. Manushyatva means human body. He's not even saying human body, humanness. There's a big difference. He's not saying Manushya Sarira, Manushyatva, humanness. Mumukshutva, seeking beyond, seeking the truth, seeking the ultimate. Mahapurusha Samsaya means nearness of an enlightened one, nearness of a person who has achieved. After achieving all these three, please understand, all of you have all these three. That is why you are here. The moment, of course, Manushyatva, no doubt, you all at least I don't have doubt. Mumukshutva, the moment you decided to get into your car and drive in this LA traffic and come and sit here, you have Mumukshutva. You have Mumukshutva. There is no other reason. Why should you come here? You don't come here to see this throne. You don't come here to do anything else. You don't come here to see these or that things. The moment you decide to come here, what is the pull? Pull is, let me go and see what he says today. Yesterday somebody was telling, the moment I wake up early morning, Swamiji, all I think is, why still it's not become 7 o'clock in the evening? I'm just waiting. Sometimes I even change my clock. But what to do? Changing my clock won't work. But in this country, they change clocks. First time I was surprised when I said that, when I heard 1 hour move it this side, I said, how can time move? Because in India, we never heard this concept of time moving. And still I have a problem when I travel from zone to zone inside this country. Because in India, from Kashmir to Kanyakumari, same time. From Calcutta to Allahabad, same time. I always feel, how can time move? Anyhow, at least time zone also we can understand. But suddenly 1 hour move this side. Anyhow, it's okay. The moment you decide to drive and come and be here, you have mumukshutva. The moment you wake up in the morning and you are thinking whole day about when it will become 6 o'clock, when it will become 6 o'clock I can go. If you are remembering, be very clear. You have strong mumukshutva. Nothing else is needed. Mahapurusha samsaya. You have the nearness of an enlightened one. Beautifully Shankara says, after all these three, if you waste the time, it's a utter stupidity. Again, the whole thing boils down to this one sutra. If you ask me the question, how can I use? I have all these three, how can I use? Whole thing boils down to this one sutra, be available, don't be in nidra.
Beautiful. Bhagavan Paramashiva explained about how we live just as a dead time and how we can experience time when we start living the higher reality, the quantum space that who we are, the vertical time zone that we can experience when we declare Paramashiva is real. And today we are going to have experience of stopping the time. How Bhagavan said, Krishna simply made the Amavasya happen and he was able to change the time. Same thing, Abhirami Bhattar told it is Paurnami on an Amavasya, that is no moon day. He said it's a full moon day. And simply he surrendered to the Devi and Devi pulled out her earring and threw and make a whole thing as the Paurnami, the full moon day. All this is not just a myth, but are real references. As NASA, if you can go and search, you'll see all this as a referential reality. All this was possible, and many a times we can experience how Bhagavan himself stops time. And Krishna Paramahatma, Parandama had stopped time many times in the Mahabharata, not just Bhagavad Gita. Even when speaking to Bhishma or Karna, he simply stopped the whole thing and he was able to give what he needs to give. And all this is possible. It is even possible for us if we understand when we are in the sleep, in the dream, we are able to see somebody very young who's actually an old person or somebody who's dead as a person who is not even there, but they appear in the dream. And we see ourselves in a different age group, even younger than our child writing an exam. How is that possible? There is no time relation in the dream. That's why Bhagavan says a different sleep and dream sleep and waking sleep. This is all we are. Because we are sleeping now, even the dream is so drowsy and it's not clear. The more alive we live in the awareness, the more even the sleep will be so profound, the dream will be even more real than what we are perceiving. All this we have experienced. Now today we are going to experience how to stop a time. So if you have a recorder, you can record, like you have anybody has seen the Contact movie, you can understand it is only few seconds of a drop of that whole person, but actually they have recorded 8 hours. The whole movie is about how they went beyond time. She actually goes to a different Stargate and sees somebody and comes back, and that whole thing has recorded for 8 hours, but they recorded that she had just a fall from the video that they saw. And this was possible. A time travel is possible again and again, that humanity has experienced many times in many of the great that we know from all the avatars. Now we are going to experience that in our reality. You can keep the clock, you can keep either 2 clocks and measure it, or keep 1 clock or watch and keep that recorded. See how you can just stop time, but the recording is much more than the time moves in the clock. When you can record that, you can share that with others at the end of the session. Even a small change that you see, even for few seconds, you can record that and you can see how you are playing with the time. And how does it happen? Time is a matter, Bhagavan says. It is just a matter. How length is a matter, time is also a matter, and you are consciousness, which is much more powerful than the time. And time is nothing but the length, breadth, depth. If you understand how it works, just by copying the past and putting it in the future, and life becomes predetermined. Bhagavan says, so beautiful, we can change that and right now hold Paramashiva as our reality. How do we do that? Sit as Paramashiva as 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Clearly define yourself. I am Paramashiva, Parashakti, or any Ishtadevata that you experience as your oneness space, and hold that beautiful space. Bhagavan says even the outer world music could put you into that time zone. Same way, you experience oneness with Paramashiva, you get into the ultimate time zone, which is vertical time zone, which is Nirvikalpa Samadhi, completely beyond the idea of time. No, how I have so much of fear, how do I get beyond that time? What happens to my past, present, future? The past, present, future does not exist when you're in the deep sleep. Where is past, where is future, where is anything? We just know that we had a nice experience after we get up. In the deep sleep, we have nothing, no time, and zero time, zero thoughts. We are existing. So we know how to get into that unconsciously or powerlessly. Now consciously we are going to enter the same thing, and we are going to experience the oneness into the vertical time zone. All of us collectively, collective consciousness, simply conscious centric, we can experience that reality. Now all we need to do is unclutch from whatever thought current we have. Anything that we have, just drop everything at Bhagavan's lotus feet. Even the identity that who you are, what you are, and everything, how you go into the deep sleep. Same way, complete completion with everything that you know as you. Hold only listening of Paramashiva into your third eye, the words of Paramashiva, the darshan of Paramashiva, and all the gorgeous space that we experience with Paramashiva and blessings of Paramashiva. Whatever you remember from the satsang, hold that in your third eye. Keep that alive, continuously listening to that, and chant the Mahavakya, entangling with Bhagavan in the deep oneness space. The more and more you are able to see Paramashiva in your inner space, you are breaking the time. When you become, your mind becomes empty and your heart is vibrating with in gratitude and love with Paramashiva, you are breaking the time zone and you are entering to the new time zone, because you become auspiciousness, and simply Bhagavan can manifest all the greater reality, all your desire into reality. Let's start chanting few minutes intensely from your navel center, vibrating, the whole being vibrating. Mahavakya raises your frequency. Bhagavan says power manifestation is nothing but raising your frequency, becoming subtler and subtler and subtler, understanding how quantum works and getting into the space of oneness. You are frequency, you are energy, your consciousness, you are not just the matter. So beyond the time, which is a matter, we can experience consciousness as our very own self, and that is by chanting the Mahavakya with a deep surrender at Bhagavan's lotus feet, in deep gratitude and oneness. And the key of power manifestation is listening. listening to your chanting that raises and gives you a no thought and gives you the Nirvikalpa Samadhi experience, where the manifestation of power simply happens to you as reality. Let's start chanting the Mahavakya to manifest the power of controlling any event or happening, controlling the time.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful. Whatever you experienced of time, just see and take the screenshot of the details so you can enrich in cause at the end of the session. We'll have one more cycle, and beautifully I can share you how these balasans used to play with all these greater truth in Kailash Courtyard. They used to simply manifest these great realities just by the power of Guru Pramana, that means initiation. Just by Bhagavan saying it, they know that is reality. When Krishna told Arjuna to look for up and see a blue crow, simply Arjuna saw the blue crow. He is living as Narayana. That is why he never failed even one war. He was always in success. That is the only reason. There is no other reason. He has all the incompletions that all of us have. All the lust pattern, anger pattern. He even fights with Shiva and have the lust of getting married to Krishna's sister. All the patterns, but still he was successful. And even though he's so confused, if we read Bhagavad Gita, we know that he's so confused. But how did he have success always is only Guru Pramana. What is Guru Pramana? When you just understand whatever Guru says, it is your reality. Like you have a father who has $1 trillion and he says, everything mine is yours. Who else can experience all this? I'm getting everything for you. And you just know it is yours. That is what Bhagavan said. The kids who manifested first all the powers were feeling that, hey, Bhagavan, whatever he says is my power. His power is my power. When they had the authority over the Paramashiva space, they could manifest any reality. And in quantum space, you can manifest anything. That is why you see Hanuman flying through oceans or stopping time and getting the mountain from Himalayas all the way for Lakshmana to be cured, and Chiranjeevi Hill that he bought and he placed in the South India. He just took the time and stopped it, took the sun and put it under the armpit. That means he stopped time. How all this is possible? It is only thing is when Rama says it has to be real. He has no second word for it. If Paramashiva says, you are Paramashiva, you can manifest and stop time the way you want it. Simply it obeys to you. Time is a matter and it obeys. How you have different things in your house and just listens, like you have a tape recorder or you have a television, you change the channel, it just listens to you. Same way, time is a matter which just listens to you, and you can go beyond the time when you declare that my Guru has said, I am Paramashiva, I am ultimate, and I can experience vertical time zone, he said, when I surrender in the oneness with Paramashiva. And I know that is reality because I am Brahmanya Bahuputrtam. I am the favorite inheritant of cosmos. Because of that only, out of 8.54 million species and 8 billion people, I'm sitting here right now and experiencing the beyond the time as my reality. And be very clear, you are the chosen one. Without you being chosen, you won't be in this session nor hearing these words. If you're here, you're hearing these words. Bhagavan says, do Anga Pradakshina to yourself, because it is Bhagavan's blessing that we are here to experience these great truths as our reality, to receive the prasada. And after the initiation, when we receive the prasada, it becomes such a wonderful space. When you go to the temple, you have the darshan, initiation, and you receive the prasada. So be very clear, you are the blessed one, you are the powerful space. Just hold that I am Paramashiva. I am not going to copy anything else into my inner space. My disk is full. So I'm going to empty everything and hold only Paramashiva. Let's see what happens in my life. Will Paramashiva get me a water? Get me all the finance thing? Get me the basic food? Yes, he can. If he can make your food into blood or air into oxygen and take care of your whole body, which is so complicated, 24/7, 365 days, he can make anything as your reality. So hold that powerful space, and we'll have one more cycle for few more minutes. Put away your gadgets. You can record with your gadgets and stop at time and take a picture of what you started and see how many minutes has passed since you experienced the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. You are quantum. You are not just the matter. You are the quantum energy, which is unlimited energy. Bhagavan has spoken that endless energy who you are. If you understand that, all this time concept will just dissolve, because you are Paramashiva. You are not just the matter and materialistic person. You're not just human. You are the God and goddesses here experiencing the oneness with Paramashiva, reflecting Paramashiva as your reality. So let's start chanting the Mahavakya intensely, holding the space. Paramashiva is real, consciousness is real. With a deep listening, when we chant, we go into the Nirvikalpa Samadhi. Simply time stops, or whatever you want, your desires gets fulfilled, Bhagavan beautifully says. So let's start chanting for a few minutes to experience the control over time.
Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pool, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all of our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. Om Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam.
Businesses of today have the constant demand for digital transformation in this fast-paced society, especially during this extraordinary time with COVID-19, which has accelerated the need for companies to digitalize their work process.
Let Paramashiva's third eye manifest in all our third eyes. Let the Amrita pour, let the Varni open up, manifest in all of us. Let Paramashiva overflow, manifest the powers in all our third eyes. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivam. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham.
Beautiful. Such a beautiful space of webinar, initiation, darshan, and all the experience that Bhagavan is showering on each one of us. He's taking all his time just to shower for nothing in return. All that we can return is say a thank you to Bhagavan. And that is what we are doing through all the social media sharing. Whatever powerful cognition you understood, why should I do enriching and causing? Bhagavan beautifully says, when you enrich and cause, you're not causing something else, we are causing your own reality. How, when you cause, it becomes your reality? Because all that exists is our reflection, our own consciousness manifesting in our perception as our reflection. Bhagavan says, if your kid is not listening to align to Paramashiva, somewhere in you there is a doubt. That is the reason. And that gets completed when you start sharing very confidently Paramashiva is real. When you were a child, you would have prayed to a God and said, my exam, I should get marks. And slowly, Even without studying, you'll go pray and it'll still work and still you'll get the marks. Many a times you'll be shocked and you'll tell your friends, go and pray to this God. Simply it happens. That is exactly enriching and causing. You are celebrating Paramashiva's space. It becomes more and more vibrant and real. As a child, you were so excited to share that experience. Now, as an adult, if you get excited, you are establishing, getting grounded as Paramashiva. That is why enriching and causing is like the fire when you're cooking. Without the fire, whatever you cook, can you eat that? Unless it's just a salad. And if you want a real food, a menu, then you need some fires. That is what is enriching and causing. The real happening happens in enriching and causing. Bhagavan says, integrity, authenticity, responsibility is your responsibility to raise yourself. But enriching and causing, I myself will manifest through each one of you. Extreme manifestation is extreme causing, and extreme causing is extreme manifestation. So remembering that if you want to manifest huge things in your life, make sure you tell the world you are Paramashiva and see that simply world response to recognize you as Paramashiva. And share your experience. It can be as little as your experience of being in blissed out state and lost time, or it can be, which is phenomenal, it's just not less, but or you have really stopped the time you saw it in physical reality that you have recorded or taken picture, or you can put it in words and share the detail of your great excitement that you are just more than time. You can stop time now and you can make that as reality in your life. And also, if you see the $sign at the end of the YouTube chat, please go ahead and contribute. Why should I contribute? Contribute more and more to experience Kailasa in your inner space. When you go and buy some product, which is a brand product that you like, or the dishes that you like, you want to get the beverages that you want to get, you vote for that brand. Now, when you're offering to at Bhagwan's lotus feet, every time any offering becomes your inner space reality. There is nothing out there. It is inside you, your inner space. And what it translates is building a Kailasa inside you. So that is why it is so auspicious. Whoever contributed today, thank you so much. And let's thank Bhagwan